I tell people, do not be afraid to go into a market where there's nothing there, because in DC, it's monopoly for me, because guess what? I'm the only one in DC with jet skis, so I control the market. We're charging $120 per hour, but guess what? I can very well charge $150 an hour because there's nobody there to compete with me. So they have to pay my price.
What's going on, family? I know you're enjoying the episode. Listen, but I don't know if you saw episode 117 of the Social Proof Podcast, featured this guy, my brother, Jonathan Gooch, okay? And since that episode where he's talking about getting people into the home healthcare business, me and my wife were literally filing our paperwork today. So he got me in the business of getting my home healthcare business. So can you tell him a little bit about what it is that we do?
So in short, what we do is we send out registered nurses, LPNs, and CNAs to take care of medically fragile individuals inside of the home. So if you have like a mom and dad that need medication administration, or if you have a child that needs help with ADLs, which are active daily living, like being able to get out of bed and brush their teeth, we're just a staffing agency that takes care of these individuals and rehabilitate them to be able to live a normal life.
You ran it up to a 7-figure company?
Yes, a 7-figure company.
When I file this paperwork, am I going to have a 7-figure company too?
Easily. Like, you'll probably get an offer to buy your company for a couple of M's.
Give them the website, bro. and there's a discount. There's a discount already baked into the website. Yep. So you don't have to use the promo code. Just go to the website. It's already baked in. Make sure you click so you saw it in Social Proof.
And
go. What's the website?
homehealthcareblueprint.com. I'll see you guys on the inside.
Let's go. Welcome to another edition of the Social Proof Podcast, where we find dope people that did really, really dope stuff, and today is no difference. The stuff you do is cool. You're the first person I've had on the show that talks about how to make money through boats. And you're the first. Hold on, let me just make sure I say this right. Young black guy, I know what a boat.
Go ahead and say it, baby. Go ahead and say it. Yes, sir.
Yo, that is dope.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
You're in the boat business.
Boat rental industry, baby.
Boat rental industry.
Yes, sir.
So we have people in here talking about Turo and car rental, okay? Airbnb, right? You rent that out. But now we're in the boats.
But guess what? It's just like Turo and Airbnb. It's the same thing, same method.
It's just cooler.
Got a platform, hand over them keys.
What's the boat rental platform? Or you do it just personal?
So I give you this. That platform is Get My Boat. But there's several out there, but Get My Boat is one of the main ones out there. So again, it's just like Turo, Airbnb. You put your boat on there, you start renting it out right away.
So let's set this up front. How many boats do you got to rent out?
I have 9 in a fleet. I personally own 3, and 6 of them are my yacht club members.
You have 9. You have a fleet of 9 boats.
Yes, sir.
You own 3 boats.
Yes, sir.
Do they make any money?
Of course. No less than 6 figures annually. And that's in where I'm at in DC, you're talking 5 to 6 months because we get that winter season. So on the East Coast, around September, October, we shutting down. So we talking 6 months, you can make 6 figures easy.
So 3 boats. So with 3 boats, you make 6 figures?
This was with 1. So this year
each boat's gonna make about 6 figures?
Yes, sir. This year is the first year that I launched this yacht club member thing. So I've originally been running with 1 boat. So this is my 4th season. So my last 3 seasons, I've been running with 1. Last August, I bought my 30-foot yacht. In late August for $75K. Before I even purchased the yacht, I ran it, promoted it. I sold it out, $50K, 2 weeks. Then I got into an accident, September 9th. So I had to shut it down. But if
you got into an accident or the boat got into an accident?
I got into an accident, car accident. I almost lost my life, actually.
Oh, wow.
So, by the grace of God, I'm still here. So that's why I have to keep going the way I'm going right now.
Wow. Okay.
But yeah, so that
Hold
one
on,
boat.
Introduce yourself, because we don't even know your name right now. You feel me? So because we'll get into it. I apologize, man, because I'll start getting ahead and I just want to know. But go ahead. How do you introduce yourself typically?
You know what? To be honest with you, Shans, I've been practicing that because I'm Shaod. I'm the boat guru, I guess. That's what they've been telling me. But I'm Shaod. I'm from DC, and I teach and show you how to make 6 figures in the boat rental industry in less than 6 months.
Guaranteed. Less than 6 months.
If you follow that blueprint, less than 6 months.
When you say guaranteed,
I guarantee it. If you follow my, and I'm gonna give you a play, and I'm not trying to jump ahead of myself, but I'm just so excited. So Monday, 2 weeks ago, Monday, I started my mentorship. Ran through it. the way I break my mentorship down is every week we go through 3 lessons that's in the course. So the first 3 is pretty much, telling you how to get into it, blase. So one of my mentees, she all the way in California. The second week, last Monday, she called, she's like, Shaod, I got my first 2. I'm like, already? Like, we ain't even get into that part in the course and you already got, she's like, yeah, I already got my 2. So Monday, I'm like, you know what? Here's the play. I need you to go get another 4. And the reason why I told her to get another 4, because she can make $30K working 4 times out of the month and still making that $30K. I'm about to run the play. Sorry, don't be mad at me. This is normally for all of my mentees, but this is the play, David. 6 jet skis, $150 per hour. That's $900 an hour.
6 jet skis. Hold on, are you saying get 6 jet skis?
If you can handle that, if your pockets can handle it, so let me back up. Jet skis, I always recommend getting the Sea-Doo Sparks. Sea-Doo Sparks, they're low maintenance. Sea-Doo Sparks, they're low maintenance and they're basic jet skis. Not only that, it doesn't require a lot of maintenance with these things.
How you spell Sea-Doo Sparks?
SEADOO. And then Spark. SPARK.
Sea-Doo Spark, okay. C-SEA space do, like doo-doo.
Yes, sir.
DOO and then space Spark.
Yes, sir.
Sea-Doo Spark.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So these are your base model
that's really hard.
jet skis, right?
Yeah, it's $5,500.
$5,500. Well, that's
I would
before
think
taxes.
a jet ski would be a lot more expensive.
This is a base model, but these are good to start off with, especially if you don't really have the capital to purchase the big boy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So with these, the good thing about the Sea-Doo Sparks is they have the inlet cooling, right? Meaning they get cooled by antifreeze, just like a car.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like a Yamaha, it get cooled by the water in the lake. So if you're like down in Miami or somewhere where it has salt water, that water that's getting into that jet ski, if you forget to flush it out after each use, it begins to start breaking down that jet ski. So that's why I really...
So you need maintenance with the jet ski.
Yes, sir. If you're in the salt water, always flush. Boat or jet skis, always flush your engines out after each use because it starts to eat at it if you don't, right? So with the Sea-Doo Sparks, again, it has the antifreeze, so that's how it's cool. It doesn't come through the lake or whatever body of water that you're in. And then again, like you said, they only a couple $1,000s, right? So what I told Danielle was, I said, look, you already got 2. Run this play. Here's 2 financial institutions. Go get you another 4 and let's run it. So again, she's still working. She in the nursing field. So I said, look, you can do this once. Just once a week. And you'll make $30K a month. This is how you do it. You have 6 jet skis, run them out $150 per hour. You're working 8 hours on Saturday. If you want to get up Saturday or Sunday. All right. Saturday and Sunday, we sell out. So that's why I say Saturday or Sunday. Up there, it's sunny all day long, right? 150.
Where she live?
She's in California. She's in LA.
Okay.
So 150 per hour, 6 times, that's 900. You do that 8 times, that's 7,200 a day. You do that 4 times a month, that's 28 and some change. I'm sorry, to all my mentees, I'm sorry.
That's a play.
So again, this is just you.
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
I buy a jet ski. I live in Atlanta. Where do I put it?
So speaking of that, I'm here in Atlanta actually doing some market research. I sent one of my guys down here last week, Alatuni, something like that. Lake close by.
Oh yeah.
So he went over there to check it out, and he told me that's a spot because Lake Lanier got all the dead bodies and everything else that I've been.
I don't know why Lake Lanier be killing people. That's crazy.
So, but to answer your question, you don't have to live where your equipment is at. That's one of the main things that I teach and tell people because they think I have to live where my boat or my jet skis are at. I have, again, 6 mentees or yacht club members who have their boats in DC. A couple of them live here. One live in North Carolina. He lives in Florida. So they from all over. So you don't necessarily have to be here. If you wanted to put something down in Miami, run and play. I have a boat all the way in Mexico. I'm not there. But I have the systems in place to see everything that's going on. And the good thing about, and this is why I'm teaching my mentees, let's go international, because over there, they're making $300-400 a month. Whereas I'm paying them $50 an hour, which means what? They want to work and make sure that boat goes out so they can make this money.
That's a fact.
Right?
Yo, that mic is not too low, you don't think? A little bit? Here, let me bring it up a little bit because I'm really... All right, cool. All right, just tighten it. Okay. Bow. All right, cool. All right, perfect. All right, so, okay, still, you got to answer my question now. I go buy a boat right now. I go buy a jet ski right now. What do I do with it?
Honestly, you're going to have to do your market research. What I did when I was looking internationally, I was just searching for companies because you have yacht club or yacht companies that manage your boats for you.
So there are companies that manage yachts and boats?
Yes, sir.
Got it. So there are companies that manage yachts and boats?
Yes, sir.
What do they want?
A percentage.
Of the rental?
Of the rental.
So there's no storage fee, nothing?
So the way I have mine set up, and I can't speak for other companies because I don't know how they have theirs set up, but the way I have my yacht club set up, the client, they provide the boat. We take care of everything. That's the maintenance. That's the slip fees where you dock the boat at. That's fuel. That's daily operation. All they doing is sitting back and taking a check every month. I'm not going to put out the percentage, but
I need the percentage, bro.
They going to be pissed off at me, Chance.
Who?
My clients. I got 6 of them.
So
they don't. All right,
Listen, you got 6 clients. There's 100,000 people gonna watch because people want to get in the game.
All right,
I need to know.
So we do a 60-40 split. My company takes 60 because again, we're doing everything. Mm-hmm. They don't have to do anything. All they had to do was provide the boat.
So I get a $5,000 boat, or let's just say not boat, but jet ski.
No, you can't get a $5,000 boat. You can get a $5,000
boat for $5,000.
You can get a $5,000 used bow rider. Now, bow rider, and I teach this.
How you spell that?
BOWRIDER.
BOW.
RIDER.
RIDER. Oh, bow rider.
Yes.
Okay. You got a DC accent.
So with the bow riders, Shannon, it's just like I said, with the Airbnb and Turo, those are the boats that you usually let customers take out by themselves because believe it or not, there's a lot of people that already know how to operate a boat. So you don't have to provide a captain to take them out. So you simply get a bow rider and I always say go 20 feet and under because a lot of people say, yeah, I know how to drive a boat. And then they get out there, they crash and they don't know how to dock. So I say always stay under 20 feet and under. That normally with that 20-footer, you can fit about 10 people. That's a decent size party to take out. So with that type of boat, again, you just hand over the keys and let them do their thing. Mm-hmm. So in DC, for those boats, it's $1,000 for 3 hours. My boats that we charter, meaning I provide a captain for it, we charge $1,200 for 3 hours. In Mexico, it's $2,400 for 3 hours.
Oh wow!
So I know you like to see numbers.
I like to see the numbers.
and I was showing T this earlier. By the way, like I told you all, you can do this passively. You don't have to be there. I'm here in Atlanta for the conference all weekend, right? So this is tomorrow, June 19th, Saturday. Mm-hmm. So tomorrow, my first boat goes out at 9 to 3. That's 6 hours.
So somebody already booked 3 hours.
This is my calendar for tomorrow.
Gotcha.
So this is 6 hours, 9 to 3.
Yeah, 9 to 3. Yep.
Then I have skis going out from 11:30 to 12:30. Now this is just right now. This is gonna fill up. We open at 9 tomorrow. 9 times of 10 tonight or something.
I can imagine, because I've never even booked ahead of time. I just go be like, yo, I got something. They're like, well, give me about an hour. And then
so we actually take only reservations. You can't just walk in 2 hours. So then at 2 o'clock, we have another one for 3 hours. Then at 5 o'clock, we have another one for 3 hours.
And these are boat rentals?
These are boat rental.
That's lit.
So if you look, Bentley pontoon.
I see. That's the same boat?
Bentley pontoon. No, these are two. So boats. If you look, that's the Ruby. So we name our boats. Mm-hmm. So that's Ruby, who's going out for 6 hours. Then we have Geneva going out for 6 hours. Then we have Illustrious going out for 6 hours. I'm sorry, for 3 hours. And then we have Geneva
with a captain.
Yes. And then we have Geneva going back out for another 3 hours.
Wow.
And same thing on Sunday. But Sunday, we cut it off because we're doing something special for the fathers. We're doing a cigar and whiskey cruise for the fathers. But peep this. It's a whole play. We can scale it, right? Special events. So again, we charge $1,200 for 3 hours. On Sunday, we're doing from 6 to 7:30, an hour and a half, $75 per head. We can put 12 people in the boat. So we just made that in an hour and a half.
Okay. And for the longest, you only had one boat.
Yeah, so my year 1, 2, and 3, I only had the Bentley pontoon. But with that being said, I made a mistake. I bought this boat for $75K, but we got back up, Shannon. I gotta tell them how I got into it because I didn't.
Come on, let me do my job. I'm trying to understand this part. Then we'll go back. All right, look, I know you're enjoying the episode, but I got to tell you, finally, you asked for it, and we created a Patreon, okay? We created an inner circle. We have amazing stories, amazing information, how-tos from the episodes. The only thing we're missing is a community. So it's about that time. We put together a Patreon, we put together a community because we have to have conversation around the information. So even this podcast we're listening to right now, there needs to be conversation. I want to hear what you got. Like, let's throw some stuff back and forth. And because we're like-minded, we're all going in the same direction. When we connect in a community, we can connect on other stuff outside the community because we're building real relationships. Okay. So check out the Patreon. We got 3 tiers. I don't care what tier you join. The support is appreciated. Okay. Thank you so much. Now back to the episode.
So my first year 1, 2, and 3, only the Bentley pontoon. And then I got tired of seeing everybody else with the yacht. I wanted the yacht. And strictly, I just wanted...
How long is the Bentley yacht?
The Bentley pontoon is 24 feet. You can fit up to 16 people on there.
Okay.
But legally, as a boat rental company, U.S. Coast Guard maxed it at 12.
Okay.
So although the boat says 16, we can only do 12.
Okay.
So again, with the yacht, it's 30-foot yacht. I got tired of people, with the yachts. I'm like, I got to get a yacht, man.
Mm-hmm.
So I found my yacht, $75K. And again, I sold it out before I even picked it up. Before I even said, all right, I want it, I had already made the $50K on it.
What do you mean?
So I promoted. That was a boat. I wanted it. I said, cool. We about to run a play. If you go on my Instagram, you'll see I promoted 2 weeks early. I said, this is what we're about to have into the fleet. Here's a discount. I think it was $1,000 instead of the 12. Here's a discount. Go ahead and book it now. And it went like that.
Dang.
So our boats go out. The ones that we try to go out 2 to 3 times a day. 2 to 3 times a day. 2 to 3 times a day.
Dang,
this is how we make the 6 figures, right? My first year, I made the mistake. I got this Bentley pontoon for $75K because I didn't initially do this to run a business. It was for my kids and I. I own a trucking company. I was working so much. I promised them the summer is there. So,
so you just bought a boat just so you...
Yeah, so I always owned a boat. My first boat was a 1986 Bayline and Bow Rider. Mm-hmm. So that's like a ski boat. You speeding up and down the road. I mean, the water. Right. So I got the pontoon again to spend more time with the kids. Yeah. And the way I got into it, I was out, docked on the side, grabbing something to eat. A guy ran up to me, was like, excuse me, sir, do you rent out of your boat? And I'm like, nah. And then at this point, I was just coming out of the streets. All right.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait to get back to the backstory.
I was just coming out of the streets, and I'm like, nah, I don't rent my boat. Basically, get away from me. Then maybe this is God telling me to go ahead and switch this up. So I hopped off the boat. I run. I'm, sir, yeah, I do. I actually rent it out. What are you trying to do? He's like, man, I just want to take my kids and my wife out tomorrow. So I'm thinking the guy just talking. So the next day, same thing. We out, we're cruising around. I get the phone call. He's like, yeah, bro, I'm here. We're at the same place that I met you at. So I'm like, all right, bet. So I drop the kids off. I hurry up back over there. I get there. He's like, how much? And I just froze. I'm like, $400. Because at the time, my payment was like $367, $397. So I'm like, in my head, I was like, if I can just make this $400, that pays for my boat and it's free. Mm. So I was like, all right, bet. This worked. I got it. So I was like, all right, I'm about to do this once a month. I'm about to rent my boat out once a month for 4 hours. In the boat rental industry,
just to pay for it.
A half day is 4 hours. A full day is 8 hours. So I was like, I'm going to do this once a month and I'm going to have a free boat. Mm. So, I also come from the club industry. So I just put 2 and 2 together. I said, you know what? I need to print up some flyers. I'm about to hit the hottest clubs and I'm about to tag every car. We're about to switch it up. People get tired of going to the club. People get tired of going to brunch. We're about to bring it to the water. So my once a month turned into once a week. Once a week turned into once, twice, and 3 times a day now. Here's a play. Last year.
Hold on real quick. You had a trucking company and you was in the streets at the same time?
Peep this. I was in the military. A military police officer. And in the streets. With a master's degree in criminal justice. In the streets. I was just determined when I got out of the military, I wasn't going back to working for anybody. Mm. So all I knew, I went back to what I knew, which was the streets.
So where are you from?
I'm from DC.
You're from DC, born and raised out there.
I'm from DC.
So what did you want to do when you was a kid?
All I ever wanted to do was be a cop. And then my mom, we had moved down to Fort Campbell, Kentucky for a few months. And my aunt's husband was in the Army. And so I started looking up to him. And I was like, man, I want to be in the military too. And he told me, well, you can do both. Mm-hmm. And so that was always my dream and my vision. And then my family members, a few of them were in the military too. So I was like, that's what I want to do. Yeah. So I actually did. I had a full ride to Morgan State University.
For what?
I was in ROTC.
Okay, gotcha.
So I scratched that. I was like, I'm trying to get out of mom's house. So I went straight into the Army. I did 6 years in the Army. And then 2014, I was like, got to go.
So hold on. What kind of drugs were you selling?
I was selling coke and PCP. And DC is water.
Before you went into the military?
No. This was while I was in the military. My sixth year, I started dealing drugs. I was in the club industry with a warrant officer who he didn't introduce me to the drugs, but he was basically trying to get some stuff off and asked me if I knew anyone. And of course, me being from DC.
Another military officer?
Yes, an officer.
What y'all be doing over there? I thought y'all was supposed to be protected and serving.
Hey, if you ain't know, that's how, what's his name? Lucas. That's how he used to get his drugs. Actually, where I was stationed at, Fort Bragg, North Carolina, that's actually how they were getting the drugs back.
Dang. How'd you get introduced? Like, you didn't thinking like, yo, I'm an officer, or you thinking, yo, I'm a little bit above the law, so I'm good?
Nah, it wasn't even that. It was just, again, I've always been a boss from day one. Like, when I was younger, I've always been out there cutting grass, doing whatever I can do to make money. So, being in the military, making $1,400, $1,500 every 2 weeks wasn't doing it for me.
Right.
So when he presented the opportunity, hey, you just need to take this to the crib, make a quick $500-$600. At that time, it was a lot of money to me. A private in the Army, not making anything, that was a lot of money. Yeah. Just to drive up 4 hours. I was the middleman, but I had already had it sold before I even got there. So once I started saving up money, I pretty much cut him off and started doing my own. I took my income tax check. I had $7,000 on my and I got burnt. I took my income tax check. It was $7,000. I ran up to New York. I didn't even know these people. My ex at the time, she introduced me to somebody, and they like, yeah, we get you like, I think it was like a quarter key at the time for $7K. Dude came in. He showed me a little piece of the rock. I'm like, cool. That's golden. Let's run it. So he comes back in and it's sealed. And of course, I'm not about to bust it open because I'm on a Greyhound, so I ain't wanted to be smelled by the dog on my way back. So I get all the way back to DC, get to my grandmother's crib, bust it open, it's Dove soap. $7K. My only $7K. So I had to go back to the bottom. I had to go get another little 3.5 and start back from the bottom.
Dang. That's crazy.
With that being said, David,
did you use the soap though?
I don't know what I did. No, actually, you know what I did?
Like,
no, I didn't. I was so hot.
I don't know why that would be the question. Like, yo, did you use the soap?
No, I was so hot. I hopped in my damn truck and I flew back to New York to try to kill this dude.
Yeah.
Like I was on a whole mission. Like when I took a couple of my family members, we went up there and we scoped out the dude, and come to find out it was the wrong dude though. He looked just like it. We don't flatten the dude tires so he wouldn't be able to go anywhere. Ran up on him and it was the wrong dude. But with that being said, that life is no longer here. That's good, back in 2014, 2015. I can now say Shaod is loving his lifestyle now. I don't have to worry about the police kicking in my door. I don't have to worry about nobody running up on me trying to rob me. Yeah. So I left that life alone.
Do you ever do it like big? Were you like a big time drug dealer?
I'm not going to say big time, but I was coming through with keys. I wasn't doing no little stuff. I was coming through with keys. When I was getting the PCP, I had the best PCP in DC.
Yeah. Oh, wow. I think I did enough. I was a rapper back then. I did enough to have a little street cred and to be able to rap about my exploits. But I really sold enough weed to eat.
Oh, I did my thing in weed too. I got burnt in the weed game too. Same thing, an officer introduced me to some cats out in Denver in Colorado. We went out there and I think I had like 10K on me at the time. And he told me, he was like, look, we about to go out here. We about to meet these dudes. When we got out there, the weed was still wet. I don't know, I think I was getting like 4 or 5 pounds and it was still wet, but I was being impatient because that was my income. So I'm like, nah, let's keep looking. We in Colorado. So somehow he hooked up with this guy and we met the guy at the gas station. And at that time I had runners. I had like 6 runners. And I sent my guy out with the money and he come back and the dude just peeled off. I'm like, that don't look right. Like, dude not about to just peel up out of here like that. You just making it obvious if the police were looking at it. You making it obvious. So as soon as we open the damn bag, it's probably like 4 or 5 stems. And at the bottom is nothing but rocks. But this dude was stupid. He did it right in his neighborhood. So the officer that I was dealing with at the time, he was into IT. Oh, wow. So within the first hour or so, we had found the dude's address. And again, we started scoping it out. And me and a couple of my other family members, we followed the dude's wife. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to touch his wife. We ain't about to do that. So yeah, we go back. And then the dude come out, but he got the kids. It's school time, so I'm like, follow him. So we follow this dude. He went, I still remember to this day, he went and picked up another kid. Then he went to the school. He dropped them all. He dropped one off, went to another school, dropped another one off. And we just followed him. We get back to the house. And again, I'm in the military, so I know about staging and kicking in doors or whatever. So that's how we set it up. I had met some guys out there that was actually in the military. And we stacked up on his house. We sent the chick in there with her clothes off. We like, you need to go to the door, start crying, and ask to use the phone. And as soon as he opened that door, move out of the way. So we did that. She goes to the door crying. He opened the door and we like move out the way. But he hurried up and backed out and then he started shooting. So I was like, you know what, man? This 10K ain't worth it. Let's go. I know it's a lot, man.
What happened to the girl?
Honestly, I don't even know. She good though. Ain't nothing happened to her, but my focus was getting my bread back.
Right.
So it was just like move out of the way, and that's that.
All right.
So, I didn't get my bread back. So we ended up leaving. I'm like, forget it.
Yo, you're in the wrong industry, bro.
Yeah. So I'm like, let's go. So the reason why I really stopped with the whole drug thing is because everything around me, or all of my runners, they started getting locked up. So I was like, man, this is God talking to me. Everybody around you is getting locked up.
You wasn't good at a drug dealer, bro.
I was a great drug dealer.
Nah, but
I was just making. I was. So look, I'm a genuine dude, right? And I'm told all the time that you can't expect you out of everyone, right? Sure. And so that's what I was doing. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking I'm making genuine connections when all along they already setting up a play, right? But again, everybody around me was getting locked up. When I was selling pills also, right? I had this one white guy. He always came from Kentucky. He always had a one trailer with a broke down car on it. So I just happened to be like, bro, why the hell do you keep coming here with a broke car on the back of your truck? And he told me about the trucking. That's how I got into the trucking.
Oh, wow.
So got into the trucking, started that for 3 years.
From a fiend.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious. Okay.
He put me on a play. So
my friend, are a student, though. I can't say that. I don't think you're the best drug dealer, but you're a good student.
I'm a great drug dealer. I was a great drug dealer. You would have never known Shaod was coming. Now,
let's just argue about how good of a drug dealer you were.
But peep this, Shan. I had a canine, too. I had a canine dog. I had a canine dog. I went out and I bought a retired police truck. And that's how I used to go and pick up my drugs from New York. I would bring my dog with me and I would ride up to New York.
Oh, to make sure it was real.
And on the police trucks, it says caution canine. So I'm riding up the road, picking up my package and going back home. That was like my, what do you call it? Disguise. That was my disguise to get in and out.
That was a good move. That was a good drug
It was a great move.
I like that. All right, so you get into trucking.
Got into trucking. Did well with that. And my 3rd year in, I landed a contract with Mercedes. So now...
So you leave all this stuff alone, you just do you just do trucking.
I took my last re-up money and I bought my truck.
How much was it, your first truck?
My deposit was $5,000. Okay. So I put that last $5K down. That was about to go back to New York and flip. Put that $5K down. I got a 2005 Ford F-350. I got my girl at the time to finance my trailer. And I just ran a play, Central Dispatch. So that's a lot of y'all that's getting into the trucking. If you're into the auto side, transporting vehicles, Central Dispatch is a load board for you to go into, free game. And that's what I was using for my first 3 years. I would go on Central Dispatch and get my vehicles. And then I had landed a gig with a company where they were moving the ProMaster vans, the ones that Amazon have. Mm-hmm. So they were moving those. And I don't know, I thought I befriended somebody. She was a dispatcher. So she would call me, Shaod, we got this about to come in off the ship, because we were only moving vehicles straight off of the ship from Germany. And she would call me like, Shaod, I got this load about to come in. And I would, take the lady lunch and give her a couple dollars here and there, just looking out, man, who Shaod is. So she ended up meeting a dude, and she just cut me off. And at the time, I only had that one truck. And with this particular company that I was subbing with, it was basically a lot of truckers were getting the loads and not moving them. They were basically getting them and letting the truck sit. So they stopped it. So she snitched on me and said that, hey, he only got one truck. He doesn't have 5 trucks. But that's how I was doing it. Right. But the way I was doing it was I would take 5 loads and leave them outside of the gate, because they would close at 10 o'clock. So I would leave them outside of the gate and just run my rotation. So she started hating. She started to see the amount of money I was coming in. Then her little boyfriend, he couldn't get the load. So she called up the manager like, yo, he don't have 5 trucks. So they called me like, hey, we just got a call saying that you don't have 5 trucks. You can't do that. This is a warning. And of course, I'm not listening to them. I'm like, all right, cool, I got it. I go back to it. They call me and say, hey, we told you to stop. You're going to have to cut it off. So I'm furious. I'm pissed off. I call up to the GM. I'm like, bro, like, you asked me to do this because my company moves like this. We not sleeping at night. I was at that time only sleeping like 2 hours a day, literally. I was working, my neighbor and I, we were grinding for like 20 hours a day. So, I hit him like, yo, you only brought me over here because of what we do and how we've been getting it done. So he's like, all right, man, just don't worry about it. Let me try to make some phone calls and I'll get back with you. I ain't hear nothing for a week. So at this point, I'm pissed off, my money running low. And I finally get that call. He's like, listen, I got a Mercedes contract coming in. Do you want it? I'm like, yeah, of course. He's like, but the only thing is it's not going to happen to 30 days. So I started getting depressed. I stopped talking to everybody. I started going downhill. A week later, he called me like, hey, remember that month deal that I told you was going to take? Can you start it on Monday? Let's go. Let's run it.
Say less.
So 300 something Sprinter vans, we would get those moved in a matter of like 4 days with one truck. And then I would have, I started.
What kind of truck you had? What?
This is a pickup truck. All of my trucks are pickup trucks. We don't have 18-wheelers.
So you're moving Sprinter vans. How?
Yes. We put 2 on a carrier. So 2.
Hold on, you said a pickup truck?
Yes. With it's called a wedge trailer. Okay. You put it on a wedge trailer, you hook it up. It's a gooseneck trailer. So you put it in the back of the bed. You hook it up on the back of the bed. So it's not like on the tail. You hook it up in the back of the bed. We could fit 2 on the truck. But bro, then...
I'm thinking you was talking about trucking like 18-wheelers.
No. Nope.
You are a hustler, bro.
I am.
Are you a great entrepreneur or just a bad judge of character?
No, I'm a great entrepreneur. Like I said, I've been doing this from here. Like, my family will tell you, like, Rashad is a hustler. He's a straight Jamaican.
Like, yeah, that's a fact. I do commend you, like, because you just have that attitude, like, I'm just going to get it. If I see an opportunity, I'm going after it.
And that's why I had to get out of the military, because it was holding me back. I missed my shuttle service. I had a shuttle service too. But my shuttle service, that got cut because I hired my uncle to drive and he crashed my shuttle service. So that was...
What was the shuttle like?
So we had a contract with, I don't know if you ever heard of Chimes, custodial, but they hire disabled people to do janitorial in corporate offices. So at the time, again, I was stationed at Fort Bragg, which was my first business at 18, actually. They would go from off base to on base, and they couldn't get on unless they were in a vehicle. So I went and used my credit, and I got a 12-passenger van, and we would go up every day and pick up these people to take them on post. I was charging $50 a week to take these people, and I think at the time we had like 50 clients, and then I got connected with Voc Rehab, where they placed the disabled, and they started sending me people. So that's how my shuttle service, it was booming. Then I got a contract with the local the local the local hotel. So this is a whole play. If you're looking to get into the shuttle service, when these pilots they fly in, the flight crew, they need somewhere to stay.
Right.
Not all hotels have shuttle services. So I went out and I made contact with them, and I got a contract to take the crew from the airport to the hotel, pick them up when they land, take them back first thing in the morning, and we did that. So we were running those two plays.
Wow, I guess there are some hotels that don't have shuttle services, and I was wondering, are they doing that intentionally, or they just don't have nobody to do it?
Nah, some of them really, they just don't. Like for that one, they didn't have it in their budget to buy it, which it didn't make sense to me because you were paying me, I think they were paying me $1,200 every 2 weeks to do this. So if you do that over the year, that's enough for you to go and buy a 12-passenger van.
That's a fact.
So, I mean, and to be honest, some of them, they just don't even want to deal with the headache.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother person they have to hire. That's another maintenance that they have to take care of. Some of them just don't even want to deal with it in its entirety.
Gotcha. Yo, so you like what I'm gathering is you're probably like me, where you see an opportunity, you're gonna go at it, which is a gift. But with every gift comes a curse, right? Like that entrepreneurial spirit. You know what I mean? Does it ever backfire on you in terms of not giving something long enough time to grow?
Yeah, and that's what I was about to say. The only flip side and bad side, and this is kind of why I started teaching the boat rental industry thing, because every business that I've had, I've taught myself. I've never had a mentor to teach me, so I've learned by mistakes. The trucking, I got fined $10,000 because I didn't know how to properly structure the company. I didn't know about having CDL drivers on, the random urinalysis. I didn't know you had to have logbooks set up a certain way. Right. So I was learning from those mistakes. Into the boating thing, it was just little tiny mistakes that I was making that I didn't know anything about. So I had to teach myself. So that's the only thing I'll say. I had to learn by teaching myself. That's the only downside. But once I learned it, it was my truck company. It does its thing. I probably show face every...
So you still got the truck company?
Yeah. Truck company is booming. Oh. Mercedes. And they're in Baltimore and they're in South Carolina at the plants.
So you got trucks on the road.
Trucking, and I forgot all about government contract. I do a lot, man. Government contracting. I teach. I'm no longer teaching that, but I used to teach the government contracting, but I want to stay in my lane. I think I'm the only one in my lane with the boat thing. So normally the way I had it set up is I'll teach the government contracting for 4 months. I'll teach the boating for 4 months, and then I'll teach the trucking for 4 months. I was going to put all that in the course.
That doesn't backfire branding-wise, bro?
Well, that's why I said I'm going to stick to just the boat play.
So you know what? Here's the thing. I think we can help each other, okay? You help me get into boats, right? And I can help you brand.
Let's do it.
Because I think, one, it's just an ill lane, right? It's sexy. Because now I really want a boat.
But you don't have to get the boat, though. We ran a play with the jet ski showing you how to make $30K, and you're not working. And see, this is what I tell my mentees. You don't have to go out there and work. There's always, in the cities that we're setting in now in Texas, I'm not going to say the cities, but we setting up in 2 different cities in Texas right now. I'm flying out there next week and then the following week. Mm-hmm. You're in a city that has college students. You're in a city that has high school students. Right. So if you want, you can pay these people minimum wage.
Right.
You're making $150 off of one jet ski. If you paying somebody $20, that's great money in DC. If you paying them $20 an hour, that's great money. But you're making $900 an hour.
But here's the thing. I want a boat, not even for the money. And this is like something I would want to invest in your program for. I want to get a boat just so I have like how you did it for your family. I want to do that. I just don't know where to put the boat. Like I would love to have a boat in Mexico where I just buy the boat and put it in Mexico anytime me and my family want to go.
I can't stress it enough.
And if I'm not there, then I'll rent it out somehow.
International waters is where it's at, because you got to think, us here from the U.S., when we want to go on vacation, where do we go? Into the Caribbean,
right?
Into, I don't know. Yeah. We're going overseas to go in vacation, right? So having it in Cancun, that's a popular
Who
vacation.
owns the water though, bro? Like who says who can and can't put a boat in that particular body of water?
That's why I bought it from there. And I found a company there that managed yachts.
Here's my question. Let's say, for instance, where's your boats at in Mexico? Where at?
Cancun.
So it's in Cancun, right? And you see these docks, but nobody owns the water. So if I want to take my boat and bring it over there, right?
Well, we can't say
Can I
no.
do that?
You can do that, but U.S. Coast Guard oversees that.
Okay.
So it is owned by the government. So, and I'm gonna give you an example. So in DC, you can smoke weed. It's legal. But on the water, you can't because it's feds. It's Coast Guard.
Oh.
It's federal. So same thing over there. It's controlled by the Coast Guard.
Okay.
But so the first thing into this whole business is doing market research. In your market research, you're figuring out what city you can even put these boats in.
Okay.
All right. And
let me ask you, a part of your your training, do you have like a list, like a master list or something? Or?
So in the course, it walks you through everything that you need to get started from A to Z. So you're looking at what city you need to be in, what documentation you need to have. So for example, in DC, there's no rules or regulations governed around boat rental, right? Because it's not known there.
In DC, there's no rules and regulations
written around boat rental.
So I can put my boat anywhere I want.
You can put it there. However, in DC, you have to have a boat. Well, this is everywhere. If you operate a boat, you have to have a boat safety certificate. So 3 to 4 hour course online teaching you how to navigate on the water and the rules and regulations, just like we do before we get a license.
Oh, okay. You have a house, right? And there's some of these major houses, big houses, they'll have the water in the back. And there's a little dock. They can buy a boat and they can just go as far as they want and just come back home.
That's my dream home right there. I got to have the dock right out back. But yes, that dock belongs to you, but that water doesn't. And you can go wherever. As long as your boat can navigate through the water, you can go wherever.
But is there some people you got to clear it with before you get on the water?
The only time you're clearing is when you got to go under a bridge and you need to have the bridge lifted because your boat is too big. But you can go wherever, unless you're not properly licensed. Let me say that. If you're not licensed to go out into the ocean, then no, you can't be out there as commercial. You can do whatever you want as recreational. Yeah. You don't have to have any licenses for that besides the boat safety certificate. But I don't think anyone who doesn't know how to properly navigate in the ocean will be out in the ocean.
Right, for sure. This is a play.
A whole play.
And so let me ask you this. Okay, just my question. Today, and we'll get into the money behind it, but I buy a boat today. I live in Atlanta, and I want to have a boat in Miami.
I wouldn't go to Miami.
Why not?
Miami, you already got 500-600 boats there.
But I want my boat.
All right, do you want your boat for you or do you want your boat to make money?
First part, if I want a boat for me, can I just put my boat out in Miami and dock it and pay a dock fee?
You just need to find a marina that has space and pay your monthly or annual fee.
How much are those typically?
Between $10 to $20 to $40 per foot. So it goes off the footage.
For what though? Month or year or?
Some marinas are different. So if you have an annual in DC, I'm gonna speak. If you have an annual contract, they allow you to do 2 payments. If you're only there for the season, which is April through September, October, then you have to pay everything up front.
That's crazy because you can't, after the boat's there, that joint's there.
It's there. But you don't have to keep your boat on the water though.
Right.
So if you only, again, like I said with the jet skis, if you only plan on operating once a week, then you can very well keep it at the crib or at the public storage lot. You can pay, I know in DC it's $75 and a month. Okay. But all of ours on the water because they go out every day. Right. But if you're only looking to go out, and this is another play too. I'm not gonna say I don't recommend it. I'm not comfortable with doing it, but you can also, again, just like Turo, you can allow people to pick up your jet skis or your boat and take it out for the day and then bring it back. We get at least 5 to 10 calls a day asking if they can come and pick the jet ski up and take it out and bring it back. I'm not comfortable with doing it because it's not like a car where you can put 3 or 4 trackers in there and you know where it's at and you can shut it down. It's just not enough space in a boat to do that. but it's a market for it.
All right, so I get a boat today. First off, Hank, you got a boat in your back. You can get a boat in your You have a boat in your backyard?
My neighborhood, they won't let you put a boat.
Really?
Yeah.
His house is dope too, and it got like the water behind it. But so he rents boats. So I'm about to get a boat. I don't know if I'm gonna get a boat. What's gonna have on a boat? Huh?
Buy a boat.
I want to. We about to see how we can make some money. Hold on.
The happiest part of buying a boat is when you buy it and when you sell it.
Okay. All right. Well, he's getting money in the middle.
That's only if you have it for recreation.
Right.
And that's when you hear a lot of people say don't buy a boat because it's too expensive to own a boat.
Yeah.
But that's only if you're out there for your family.
Right, if it's recreation.
Now, if we out there commercially, it's a no-brainer. My maintenance on a boat it ranges from $600 to $1,200. But look at my prices. We're charging $1,200 for 3 hours. You only doing maintenance on a boat every 100 hours.
Say that one more time. Say it one more time.
So maintenance is generally on the bow riders, the little ones with the outboard engines, is generally around $600. On the yacht, I have 2 engines, so you double it. It's $1,200, right? But I charge $1,200 for 3 hours. You're only doing maintenance every 100 hours. So I'd already ran up $30,000, $40,000 before I got to spend $600 or $1,200. So that maintenance is out the window.
Gotcha. So the boat that you bought for $75,000, how big is it?
30 foot.
30-foot boat, and it has how many people? How many people
you can fit 8 comfortable.
8 comfortable. Okay, cool. So let's say today I buy a boat. And then you're saying I research where I can put the boat. I gotta find a marina that I guess I'd ship the boat there.
You can ship it there or transport it, drive it on the water. Mine came from South Carolina. I found a transporter and U-ship and got it shipped to DC.
Got it shipped to DC.
I think I paid maybe like $1,800.
Okay, got it shipped to DC. And how do you are there already companies that will rent the boat out for you?
There are.
And you have the company to do. So I can buy a boat and send it to your company.
Yes.
And you'll rent it out, and it'll be a 60-40 split, and you do the maintenance.
We do everything. Maintenance, daily operation, everything.
So I can buy a boat today, send it to you, and you'll rent out my boat.
Yes.
And then there's a 60-40 split.
Yes. But your boat won't come to DC. I got 12 people on my waiting list for DC. Your boat will go into the new market, into Texas. It's a great market. So
that's why you're trying to open up Texas.
That's why I am opening Texas.
That's why you're opening up Texas.
It's wide open. I already told y'all how to get the customers. All you got to do is, how many clubs in Atlanta that be jumping on Friday and Saturday?
Easy.
Same thing like everyone else is doing. Go out there and tag it. But I didn't get to the play that I did last year with COVID. COVID, we had a spike. And that's why you can't, if you call and try to get a jet ski right now or a boat right now, they're going to tell you 3-4 months because everyone went out buying boats or what have you. But last year when they shut DC down, Shaod thinking outside the box. All right, let's run this play. And then on top of that, we were getting sold out. We were doing 3 tours a day. We needed to squeeze another one in, right? And that's why I went to 3 hours because we were so busy. I had to squeeze another one. So I just took the 1 hour and opened up another slot for
me. Oh, instead of 3 hours, instead of 4 hours, you did 3 hours.
So like I said, in the boat industry, 4 hours is a half day, 8 hours is a full day. Mine is 3 and 6. So because the DC was shut down and the clubs were closed, Shaod did a 2-hour disco night. You know how much I charged them?
How much?
$1,000 for 2 hours. And it sold out like that. We were only doing this on Fridays. We had to do Saturday and Sunday because it was selling out. So if we just ran that play, that's what, $12,000 a month. If we just did Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for 2 hours each at $1,000, that's $12K in a month. So those who are working at 9 to 5, if you want to get a boat and you want to work on Saturday night from 10 to 12, get you some $20 Amazon lights, wrap them around that boat, call it a disco light. Actually, this year we went up. It's $1,200 now.
Gotcha. So you're opening up Texas.
We open up Texas.
What part of Texas?
I can't tell you the cities.
Why not?
Let me get in there first, and then I come back and tell you.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, because it's wide open. Okay, I got you.
I'll let you know when we get up off of this thing. But I got 2 cities right now, Texas. But I'm also looking at. I have a mentee in Cali. I'm gonna let her do her thing out there. But I'll be going out there just to make sure she's set up.
So she has a marina that she connected
She's ready to run the play.
Got it.
She's ready. We're only 2 weeks into my mentorship. She's already got 6 jet skis. So this week, when we get on a call on Monday, we're dissecting her numbers. Because so the thing that I found doing my market research in Cali is there's no company there, but there's at least 20 people who rent out their personal, just like the Turo. It's quite a few who rent out the personals. However, there's no company there where she's at.
That's a good thing.
So exactly. And
not as regulated.
Now that you say that, I tell people, do not be afraid to go into a market where there's nothing there. Because in DC, it's monopoly for me because guess what? I'm the only one in DC with jet skis. So I control the market. We're charging $120 per hour, but guess what? I can very well charge $150 an hour because there's nobody there to compete with me. So they have to pay my price.
So you control the jet ski market in DC. A part of DC? What part of DC?
The entire DMV. Well, I'm not going to say DMV, but DC, Maryland, the immediate area of DC, Maryland, Virginia on the Potomac River, Shaod controls that.
If I rent a jet ski, you get paid, DC.
If you go to Google right now and type in jet ski rental in DC, and you tell me what's coming up there.
Jet ski rental DC.
Look, everybody doing it.
Getmyboat.com. Oh,
that's the platform that I told you about.
Okay.
But there you go.
Shaod's and Miracle Boat jet ski rental. And there's no other company.
Shaod got it on lock. It's monopoly. So
you're open right now. You close at 7 p.m.
Yeah.
I can see that.
I just showed you the calendar. They out there working right now.
That's wild, bro.
Right? So, ladies and gentlemen,
bro.
Do not be afraid to go into a market that does not have this. 5 years ago, Shans, I was told no. I tried to set this up while I was still in the military. I tried to set this up and the other people told me no, but I didn't stop. I didn't give up. I kept knocking at the door. And I'm going to tell you how they try to walk me out of it. So in DC, the wharf is what it's called. They have redeveloped the whole strip, right? I got in contact with all of the executives. I went, had a meeting. And the guy, I went in there and, I spanked it. I had everything laid out. I had maps. I had SOPs. I had everything laid out. And after that meeting, he was like, bro, like, you're the only one who's walked in here because at least 50 people have walked in here with your idea. You're the only one who's walked in here with the proper insurance, with the game plan, with the equipment, with all this other stuff, right? So he's like, this is all I need from you. I need you to set up this contract. I need you to do your waivers, da-da-da. I did everything. Long story short, I did everything, sent it over to them. They ended up hiring a marina service. They're controlling the marina for them. This guy, he's not like us. He didn't like the idea. So he gave me the runaround. What he did was he said, look, it's going to be $4,000 a month for you to put them jet skis right here. He thought he was going to run me out. I was like, okay. And on top of that, I need 3 months in advance. Okay. You need $12K? You need the paperwork? Here it is.
Drop the bag on him.
But guess what? He tried something else. Well, you need to do this. And at that point, I was like, you know what? I'm not doing it. I know what you're doing. I see what you're doing. I'm not going to force myself somewhere that I'm not wanted. Because once I get here, then you're going to start really messing with me to kick me out while you still got my money. Because in the contract, if you get terminated or default and da-da-da, we keep the back end. So I said, you know what? That's cool. I went up the street and I killed it. And the good thing is because, and I hope y'all writing this down, because I was the only one in DC with the jet skis, when I put it on Google, whenever people went and searched for jet skis, we popped up.
Yeah, you go crazy.
So when I first started, I wasn't running any ads. My only promotion was street promotion, what I knew from the club, going and tagging cars, word of mouth. But when you use that Google and you type in jet ski renting, like till today,
that was a real boss.
It was already there.
That was a boss move. You're like, you say Google, you tell me what you see.
So, and this is why I say, don't be afraid to put it out there.
Dang. Brandon, let's get a boat, yo.
So
let's get a boat. Let's get a boat.
with that being said, don't make the mistake that I made, right? I went out again.
This is hard. You got the pictures on here too. They are lit on these boats. So you got the jet skis, the boats. Okay. And how many do you have? How many boats you have in DC?
So in DC, we have 8.
You have 8 boats in DC?
We have 8 in DC. We have...
How many jet skis?
8 right now. We have 6 now. We picking up another 2 on Tuesday, and then I have another 2. Speaking of that, I now, because I'm kind of like befriended the GMs, I now buy my jet skis for the price that the dealer pays for them. So I don't even go in and pay taxes and all that good stuff. I basically walk in, that price that you see online, that's what I pay, because the dealer still makes commission off of selling them.
Gotcha.
So I can now go in. So what I do now, and this is a way that I scale it, I buy my skis every year. So in August or September, I'll put in my order for 2022. So with that, I scale it, because when you go onto my website, you'll see brand new jet skis. And what do people want to do when they see brand new? They want to come out and get on a brand new jet ski.
And you'll always have a brand new jet ski.
My boy, matter of fact, he's an artist. He hit me today when I landed. He like, bro, I'm trying to go see this other company. I get there, they shit ain't like yours, bro. And he liked that. He like, bro, yours are brand new. I got audio on there. So while you're out there cruising, doing your thing, you got the music on, and then I can scale. So that one was, I paid $14K for that one. The other one's the Sparks. The base ones are $120 an hour. With that one, I'm going to charge $300 an hour because you have audio. Not only that, this is also how I scale it. On the Sparks, you could put 2 people. It says 2 people. But when you put 2 people, it's too much weight. So it ends up capsizing, right? So to avoid that, we just put it to where you can only do 1 adult per jet ski. So if you and your wife come out and you both want to do jet skis on your one, guess what? She has to go get her own.
She got to get her own. You're a smart man. You know that?
I try, man.
Yeah,
but now that I'm in these rooms with you guys, with the real big bosses, it's only going to go up.
That's a fact. Because I
think about, like, seriously, I really just think about little plays. For example, like I said, with the Father's Day thing. When you and Neo tell you early, he just kept looking at me early and like, bro, you good? And I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm just thinking. I really think 24/7. That's why I can't sleep some nights, because I'm just really trying to run a play. What can I do that I don't have to work hard to make a bag? That Father's Day thing, that was just like, that was off the noggin. Like, what father you don't know who enjoys, cigars, and with the cigars comes the whiskey. So, all right, run a play. Mothers, wives, bring your husband out for an hour and a half, $70, a head. You can come too. That's a quick $150. We could put 12 people on a boat. You do the math.
Shaod, man, I appreciate you, my brother.
I appreciate you, brother.
I think this is a really, really dope industry, because it's new and it seems wide open, because you're like scoping out places where you can set up shops.
It's wide. I put this out, I think it was today or yesterday. Neo and I were on a call last week. He said, Shaod, all you got to do is get 200 people in the industry. You'll make a meal off your course. I did the math. I said, Neo, 200, that's not enough, baby. I'm trying to get at least 1,000 people in the game, because there's so much money out here. Yeah. From the research I've done, they're anticipating $14.3 billion in the boat rental industry within the next couple of years.
Where are we at now?
This is worldwide.
No, I'm saying, what's the numbers now? Do you know?
I don't know. I know my numbers. They looking good. Like, seriously, like this, I don't know if that really sunk in, but this $75,000 yacht that I bought, I had already made $50K within the first 2 weeks before I even got it. If I wouldn't have gotten into my accident, I would have ran that up at least 100, maybe 150. So I did 300K with just, I did 250 with the Bentley pontoon. When I got the yacht, I did another 50.
Sheesh.
So we talking, when we get these other 6 going like that, at 60%.
With mine on top? Yeah, we good. Yeah, look, like I gotta do I know we gotta wrap it up, but I gotta do a commercial real quick.
Do you think?
I want you to think of something really profound to talk about. Actually, I got one more question before I do that. But this episode is sponsored by The Morning Meetup, themorningmeetup.com. It's the only organization that gathers every single day, Monday through Friday, for the betterment of entrepreneurship. Did you know that I gather a group of literally over 300 and something people every single morning that I'm teaching entrepreneurship? That's
actually how I came across. I actually was in the morning meetup, but once I'm starting moving around now, I don't have the time to get on it, because I'm I'm on calls and I'm moving around. So
You should
I
make some time, man.
But my girl is on it though.
Really?
She's still on it. So
dope,
that's
see?
actually how,
Value.
actually, David actually pulled up my Instagram and said, all right, you say you do boats, but I don't see that in your bio. That's why it's in my bio, because you told me I need to put that in my bio.
I remember that.
Yeah. I told you.
Oh, yeah, coaching, man. That's what's up. So listen, you too can get to this bag. Go to themorningmeetup.com. Okay, we have a book club. We have hundreds of entrepreneurs reading the same book every single day. We take it one chapter at a time. So we're not reading a whole book. We read a chapter today. Tomorrow morning, we discuss what chapter we read, and we just piece by piece. So literally, I read 0 books last year, cover to cover. This year, we read 8, and we're about to read number 9 right now. And like, it's hundreds of us from all across the country reading the same book. It's really, really dope. So go to themorningmeetup.com and be a part. You can join for just $1 because I believe in showing the value. You could taste test it. Try it for $1. If you like it, you can stay at $79 a month. If you don't, you can just leave, no obligation, no commitment, no contracts. All right, so go to themorningmeetup.com and you'll see me and Shaod in there.
Hey, not only that though, David, like seriously, when I was on there for the 2 weeks that I was on it, you were bringing some heavy hitters.
Oh, that's what we do.
That's a whole network by itself. Like that $79 that you paid is well worth it.
I be trying to tell people, man. See, it's better coming from you than
the
me.
heavy
They think
hitters
I'm
that
selling.
you come through. Like seriously, I forgot the gentleman's name, but he's right there in the DMV. It's a whole networking thing.
Yeah.
It's a couple of people from the DMV now that we stay in contact because of the morning meetup.
It's a network, man.
I gotta give you your flowers, sir.
I appreciate you, my brother. Well, look, man, Shaod, I appreciate you, man, stopping by. This was a dope lesson in a new industry. It's not a new industry. Maybe it's new to us.
It's slept on.
Yeah.
We don't have the education about it.
We don't have the education.
So that's what Shaod here for.
And that's really dope because you bringing it to the forefront. So please, man, let everybody know how they can get it. First off, tell us about the course. What is all, or the program?
So in the course, again, you get from A to Z as to how to start it. I break down the different types of engines, the different types of boats. I give you a little couple of scaling, meaning you didn't even know you can bring real estate to the boat, right? I ain't dropped this yet, but you can also buy houseboats. In DC, you can rent the houseboat out for $1,500 to $1,600 a month. The good thing about that is your water is about $20 a month. Your electric is about $15 to $20 a month. Who wouldn't want to pay that, right? Not only that, you can Airbnb it. That's a whole romantic night. Baby, come on, let's go and spend the night on the water. I ain't dropped that yet, but that's in the course. Not only that, of course, I'll show you different ways to scale it. And again, A through Z, as by the time you're done the course, you should be able to start your boat rental company. With the mentorship, we have 4 weeks on Zoom. You get the course with the mentorship. We have 4 weeks on Zoom. I bring in credit consultant. I bring in Dana Christian, who shows you how to get the business funding, because that's how I show you how to get it. Unless you have to use your personal credit, I'd rather for you use the business credit. She comes in. T said he's about to come in and show them how to do their taxes. So it's not just me talking about boats. I'm showing you different ways to scale it. I.e., like I said with Danielle, she only started with 2. You starting too little. You're not believing in yourself. Go ahead and get your 6, right? So it's more valuable to get the mentorship, and I don't say that because it's more, but you get more bang for your buck. You get a lot more. And my mentorships calls are they're scheduled for an hour, but I probably have gone no less than 3 hours on every single call that I've done. And I've now done 4 months of mentorship. So we're talking 12 calls, at least 3.5, 4 hours. Like I'm being told, hey, get up out of there. You're talking too much. Right. But it's a great program. Not only that, if you need me to come out and help you set up, I do that. You got access to me 24/7 on Telegram. I try to respond as much as I can. You can call me. Hey, Shaod, I need some help. Can you help me with this? Not only that, it's a bit networking thing. Like the way when I first started, of course, I only had a couple of mentees. And what I used to do is I used to pair. Instead of having 20 people in there, I used to pair, because not only are you getting my undivided attention, but you also have somebody that you can bounce your ideas off of. And then you also have someone you can do a joint venture with. Right? Dope. But now we up there now. I think I got like 18 mentees in this mentorship. But we're all about to take over. Let me get this one last play.
Go for it.
So I got 18 mentees right now. A lot of them are into the real estate, right? Which means they're doing Airbnb. I told them, I said, look, if all of us could put up $10,000, we could purchase a condo, that's by the water already. We already have the boats. We already have the jet skis. We get a nice little Bentley or Rolls Royce, nice little exotic car, and run that play. $10,000 a weekend. 10 friends put $1,000 up together. It's a whole play.
All right, so you got 19 mentees because I'm in there, and then I just put my little 10 and we lit.
Let's go. You actually, and I pitched this to one of my mentees. You can actually start your yacht club down there because a lot of them, they don't even want to do anything with it. They just want to provide the equipment. So Kyra from my last mentorship, I was on the call with her yesterday. She's like, Shaod, I just want to have my own business. I said, well, why wouldn't you want to have your own business plus some? Yeah. And you ain't doing nothing. All you're doing is hiring these high school or college students, paying them minimum wage or a little bit more, and lay back. Enjoy the check.
I love it. Oh, last question. Where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years? Okay, so that we can look back at this interview and say, yo, I told Shaod 5 years ago. He said he was going to do that 5 years ago. Look at him. He did it. He's doing it right now. 5 to 10.
To be honest with you, I just turned 31 June 8th.
31.
I told myself at 35 I was done. Right? I have an 8-year-old and an 11-year-old. My son, well, no, he just turned a 9. My son is 9. So he got 4 more years and he's going to run it. So right now, my kids, they answer the phones. My son, he loves going. He actually, if you look at my Instagram, you'll see he's out there driving the jet ski by himself.
Really?
So in 4 more years, Shaod is trying to be on his 72-foot yacht going any and everywhere on that water. I'm trying to go everywhere. So that's where I'm at. I just want to lay back, let my kids do their thing, and enjoy the fruits of my labor.
I love it, man. I appreciate you, Shaod, man. Please let everybody know how they can get in touch with you, how they can get a part of the course or the mentorship.
You can follow me on Instagram at Shaod_Shaod, SHAOD_SHAOD. You click the link in my bio. The very first tab in my link tree is how to make 6 figures in the boat rental industry course. You click that blue button, you get that course.
There it is. All right, look, I need you to close this out something strong, man. There's somebody watching this. They have no idea. They're you back in the day, okay? You're selling drugs or you're at a dead-end job and you just don't see yourself becoming successful. What would you say to that person? Close this out.
You know, I get asked that question all the time. And we didn't even get to it, but I came from a single mom who was on drugs and alcohol. So I never allowed my upbringing to interfere with my goals and my future. I always stayed in my own lane. I don't have friends. If it's not family, I'm not with anyone. But I tell everyone, keep going. I don't care what you're going through, how you were raised. If you have an idea or goal, stick to it. I don't care the downfalls, just keep going. That consistency thing that we all talk about is real. 5 months ago, you would not see Shaod on Instagram. But now being consistent, I'm starting to see more followers. I'm starting to see more people purchase that course. So the answer is to keep going. Never give up, no matter what. And never sit there and dwell on the negative. I tell people all the time, you can't pay a light bill tomorrow. There's no point in you sitting there being upset about it. For what? You can't change the situation. But you can't be upset and mad if you're not out there doing anything, especially in today's world. If you're not out there delivering food with Lyft or Uber or driving well, I don't have a car. Get your ass on the bike. You can do Grubhub in DC using a bike or a scooter. And in DC, you can rent out bikes. You can rent out scooters. So there's no excuse as to why you can't pay a bill because there's so many resources out here to go get it. Continue to stay in the right rooms, continue to network, and keep going, baby.
But can't close it out no better than that, man. Do me a favor. Go get you some social proof, meaning go build something. And try to remember how you did it, okay? Like document the journey so that you can take that information back to your community and go teach somebody else. It's the only way our community grows. All right, we are out of here. Peace. What if I told you for $1, I will introduce you to hundreds of entrepreneurs every single morning this week? From all across the country, you'll be able to talk to hundreds of entrepreneurs and I'll coach you. I'll coach you for $1 this whole week. And I'll introduce you to some of my successful friends for $1 this week. Would you Would you take part in that? Well, go to themorningmeetup.com because that's exactly what we're doing here, okay? The only organization that gathers entrepreneurs every single day for the betterment of entrepreneurship, okay? Every single day, Monday through Friday, we gather, we're growing, we're learning. We got a book club. Have you ever seen hundreds of entrepreneurs reading the same book every single chapter, every single day? We're growing together, okay? You need the environment to grow in. Themorningmeetup.com, $1. I'm gonna give you all this for $1. If you wanna stay, great. It's $79 a month after that. If not, no obligation. You can leave whenever you want. All right? Themorningmeetup.com. I'll see you in the morning.